climb over the railings. Go down to the end of the row and you can change the row safely. Also during the show we're going to ask you, please do not sit on the railings and please do not allow your children to sit on the railings. This is for your safety. I think we got just about everybody in here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we do, I have one simple question for everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, there's about 300 people here. I heard 30. So we're going to try to take 2 on this, folks, and I want you to make so much noise they can hear you all the way in Germany. Epcot, anyways. So how's everybody doing today? Excellent. Well, my name is John, and I'm going to be the director of your shoot today. Now, here in the dog is my assistant, Mindy. Everybody say hi, Mindy. Hi. Mindy and I would like to welcome you here to the Disney MGM Studios Backlot Tour. Your tour today is going to begin right here at our special effects water tank. You see, water tanks like this one continue to play a major role in action films. It's here that the explosive and out-of-control mayhem you see in films such as Crimson Tide, The Rock, and Pearl Harbor can all be created through the use of large-scale physical and mechanical effects. That action can then be filmed as a carefully timed sequence of events. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be shooting our very own action sequence entitled Harbor Attack, using many of the same physical effects directors like Michael Bay would use in their films. In fact, if you turn your attention to those overhead monitors, here's Michael to set the scene for us.
In this scene, Patrol is on surveillance mission, searching the skies for enemy aircraft. He was caught off guard on the real danger searching for what he can see. It's going to require a full range of physical effects, split-second timing, and careful direction. You have the lights, you have the cameras, all you need now is the action.
And if anybody knows action, it's certainly Michael Bay. Now, the physical effects we'll be using in today's scenes include the water cannons. It's pressurized up to 100 pounds per square inch. We also have bullet heads, which must be timed to match the continuity of our visuals and eventually the pattern of our sound effects. Last and possibly most important physical effect in a scene such as this is fire, which must be ignited at a precise moment. It takes a lot of time and effort to reset these explosions. However, ladies and gentlemen, the number one consideration in the timing of all of these physical effects is the safety of our actors on the set, and that brings me to you. What's your name? Everybody say hi, Tony. Hi, Tony. Everybody say bye, Tony. Bye, Tony. Tony, you've been cast the role of mechanic on our PT boat today. Your scene takes place all the way down the bottom of the engine room there. Can you swim, Tony? Well, you don't have to today. We've recreated it right here behind you. Call Mindy, she get you set up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be shooting 2 different scenes for you today, but, well, not in the order you see them in the script. You see, most films today are shot out of sequence. That means the actors have to react to situations that, well, that they haven't even filmed yet. This could be a real challenge. As a director, it's my job to help them find their motivation for the scene. Okay, Tony, here's the setup for you. That phone next to you is going to ring just before 800 gallons of water dump out of those tanks. Slide down that chute and slam into you like a freight train. Tell me, Tony, do you feel motivated to hang on? Good, because the truth is, folks, it's actually more like 1,000 gallons of water, but, well, there's a fine line between motivation and fear. Okay, positions, everyone. Roll playback. Remember, you just lost both your engines and action. Look to your right. Pick up that phone. Look to your right. There you go. Talk to your captain. Let them know you might, well, you think you're taking on just a little bit of water. And cut. Give Tony a big round of applause. Tony did such a great job. I have one more simple thing for you to do. I want you to sit right there in that chair. I want you to stare dramatically at your audience, and I want you to act dry. You work on that one, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll insert that shot into the next scene, and you'll see how all of this ties together in our final sequence. Now, this next setup is going to take place on the deck of our PT boat. Let's meet the rest of that brave crew right now.
Let's have a big round of applause for Captain Shane and his wacky zany deck crew, Brooke. Your cast is on the set and your crew is standing by.
Thank you, Mindy. Okay, quiet on the set, folks. Positions, everyone. Roll playback and action. Okay, you hear enemy planes approaching. Captain, scan the skies. Find that plane. You're surprised. You're stunned. You're in trouble. He's coming around for the run. There you go, Captain. Spin that wheel. Get that boat out of there. Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, just shot out your engines. Look at the phone. There you go. Take crew, point in the water there. What's that? What is that? Point. What is it? Something coming in fast. It's coming in. I think that was an enemy torpedo. Yeah. Okay, well, you calm down. You relax. You tell your captain his hood works better when it's on his head. But it's not over yet. Then point to the sky, folks. There's bombers coming in at 12 o'clock. Bombs away. Everybody hit the deck. Okay, crew, you survived that aerial attack, but there's 2 more torpedoes coming in right up the stern. They're going to pass beneath the boat. Point the eye and say, look out, audience, look out, look out. And cut. Give them a big round of applause, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what this entire sequence looks like. We have some computer-generated images, a few lines of pre-recorded dialogue, and a rousing musical score. Please turn your attention in your video cameras to those overhead monitors as we proudly present Harbor Attack. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my system, Indy, our brave volunteers and myself, would like to thank you for coming out to be part of Harbor Attack here at the Special Effects Water Tank. Now, if you're waiting on one of these brave volunteers, please remain right where you are. Everyone else, turn to your left. Proceed down the ramp and through the product warehouse, where we have some shuttles ready to take you on the rest of your tour. Goodbye, everyone, and have a great day in the Disney MGM Studios. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Bye now.
The basketball team, there was like 5 guys, including Greg, and this was on the bomb squad. We would just shout, like, let's get the bomb squad, and I was like,
Because we had a bomb squad with her up to New York or up to Boston.
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Well, then you said that you had set the bomb squad on your on the basketball team at college one too.
Oh, K-Rod?
K-Rod.
There was like some playtime towards the end.
It was crap. There was 5 of us that played together, or 4 of us that played together. I mean literally played together all through, and we stay on the rec teams too. Our high school coach is a jerk. He's back coaching again. He's an idiot. He has guys not even playing for him.
Maybe there was. I don't know.
We played together. We had a coach on our festival life team. He just refused. I mean, he refused it. I mean, yeah, there's some team. There was like 10 guys on the team, and 5 started at the same time. And there was 4 of us. And 4 of us played together. And they we all
You recognize your stuff, Rick. What's that? Eyeballs from acting. Everybody but the one little kids and Charles. Are you gonna just walk with me and go along? Are you guys sitting here? That was so cool.
3 years.
It was like, how hot was that?
Tremendous strange
We're ready to record. Greg is so sick of the sun. Let's get it. You can get to it tonight.
Looks like we've got almost everybody on board, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hi everyone, my name is John, and I'm going to be your tour guide here on the Disney NBN Studios.I tour. Now before we begin, folks, I do want to do a real quick sound check, so please raise your hand if you can hear me, folks. Raise your hands up in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Fabulous, fabulous. Now that I know you can hear me, folks, I know you can hear my words this moment. Please make sure to keep your hands, arms, feet, legs, and your head inside the shuttle at all times. And remember to remain seated for your safety.
These days are running together.
Now, folks, as I mentioned before, my name is John, but I am only one half of this wonderful duo. We would be going quite literally nowhere if it wasn't for your awesome driving, Jillian. Everyone say hi, Jillian. They love you.
Yeah, we'll find
Now make
out.
sure to keep Jillian happy for her seat by remaining seated for us at all times.
That'll be very
Now, real quick, before we get underway and leave the boarding area, I do have one additional word of caution. For those of you on the right-hand side of the shuttle, that would be my side, you may be getting just a little bit wet today. Now, for those of you on the left-hand side of the shuttle, the side that I am not on, you're going to get soaked today. Because that's where the water comes from. So if you wish to change places, please do so at this time. Because once we have started, unfortunately, there won't be no standing overhead. Now, but please listen to this additional safety reminder before we get underway.
Welcome aboard the Disney MGM Studios backlot tour.
And like you have that in, right?
Remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
That way they're on the end.
Be sure to watch your children.
Hold on, Dad. Be on me because we're gonna get soaked. No, I know. We're gonna get soaked. I don't care. Well, you're gonna get soaked. She said you're gonna get soaked.
We're gonna get wet.
You want to get wet?
Yeah.
You wanna get wet?
You want to be next to, it's okay, Tony, you're in this. I get
And
next to
we are all clear. All right, everyone, hold on tight for me. We're going to be going from 0 to 2 miles per hour in a little bit under 8 minutes. Woo! Here we go, everyone. It's like rock and roller coaster with the lights on. I'd like to welcome you again.
coming.
Disney MGM Studios.
I'm coming.
We go by there. There's the ramp. You see the ramp?
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the okay, I think it's working. Come on, you guys.
That's where we're going.
It's only working when I'm on still. So this should be interesting. We shall see. We're going to see the symbol and icon of the Disney MGM Studios. Given the time, the front left of our shuttle, you guys will notice our award-winning Eiffel Tower. I'm not talking about his younger brother, the little topiary version, but the real one all the way in the very front left of the shuttle. Now ours is actually built and replicated off of a real water tower that Walt Disney had built back in Burbank, California back in 1939. Now ours stands a lucky 13 stories tall and is capped off with a set of Mickey Mouse ears weighing in at a whopping 5,000 pounds each ear. Now can anybody guess how much water our water tank actually holds? Sir, how much water? 10,000 gallons. You're absolutely wrong. It holds nothing. It's only there to look pretty, like myself. Hi, my name's Dave. Now, the forward parking lot to your left is being used as a rehearsal and staging area for lights, motors, actions, where stunt drivers can hone in on their skills using those GTOs on that ramp. And the GTOs were chosen for their legendary performance, high horsepower, split-second maneuverability, and they were also given to us for free, which is a real reason why we use them in that production. Now, speaking of productions, the Disney MGM Studios is not only a place where you can ride rides, but we are a full working production studio, complete with outdoor sets, sound stages, recording studios, and all the editing equipment needed to make movies, televisions, and even your favorite radio shows. Now, I've had quite a few high-profile movies shot here in the past few years. Movies such as Quick Change starring Bill Murray, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids starring Rick Moranis, Instinct starring Cuba Gooding Jr., Anthony Hopkins, and Passenger 57 starring Wesley Snipes. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire starring Regis Philbin and Meredith Vieira, ER, The Golden Girls Live with Regis and Kelly, and many others have all been shot here in our very back sound stages, also including The Wheel of Fortune. Now we're going to be circling on a pair of P-40 airplanes using touch-tone picture blockbuster hit Pearl Harbor starring Josh Hartnett and Ben Affleck. Built and replicated off of a real P-40. Ours actually stands, built and replicated off of a real P-40. Ours actually built and replicated off of those. They're actually built out of a fiberglass over a steel frame. Now the propellers are built out of wood, which are spun by hydraulic motors, and the sound stage is only about 16 of these models. The rest you saw lining the runways and hangars in that movie, which were eventually blown up and shot up in the dramatic action sequence of that film, were actually all CGIs or computer-generated images. Now we're going to be tucking inside one of the most glamorous areas of the studios, and that's the award-winning creative costuming department. It all begins with a designer sketch. Some of these sketches you can see on either side of the wall. Now from those sketches it goes to our team of seamstresses and tailors, which create the costumes for such movies as The Game Plan, starring The Rock, Tim House, and High School Musical 2, starring Zac Efron, Ashley Tisdale and Lucas Garrell, Dan in Real Life, and also Enchanted. Now, Walt Disney World has the largest working wardrobe in the world, consisting of over 250 skilled professionals who use up to 1.5 million yards of fabric every year, with over 400,000 buttons to create more than 25,000 costumes. One more display case coming up on your left with props and costumes from Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, starring Johnny Depp or chassis. That's the equipment storage area for lights, motors, action. We'll discuss that a little bit later on the tour. The left-hand side is the home of our scenic shop and graphics studio, which is an area where skilled artists and professionals can build and maintain the props for the surrounding theme parks and the productions that we make. And the Wheel of Fortune wheel was built in this very scenic shop, along with most of the props for the fine musical, the recently renovated Mexican Pavilion at Epsilon, and of course, the Haunted Mansion. Now as we go a little bit deeper into our backlot, I draw your attention one more time behind this guy to the right-hand side of the shuttle. You guys get an eyeful of our Earful Tower, which was the tallest structure here at the Disney MGM Studios until the Tower of Terror was built, which stands a whopping 199 feet tall. Now as we come on through over on your left-hand side, you guys are going to notice a pair of bone cages. Now these bone cages are from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. They are the real bone cages. It did hold Orlando Bloom and his team of pirates inside, and they're there to signify an area what we like to call a boneyard. A boneyard, well, as ironically, did actually build a temporary bridge for us, and since it is a temporary bridge, it's going to be very bumpy. So if you guys can hold any of these small objects you might have, hats, cameras, cell phones, small children, basically anything you guys want to take home with you. Now this set was built and inspired by a real canyon from Southern California. It took our production team 6 months to build. Now 6 months seems like a long time, but when you think about how long it takes Mother Nature to build herself, 6 months isn't all that bad. This canyon has been the home of many television shows and commercials, including the Oprah Winfrey Show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition starring Clive Pennington, The Rosie O'Donnell Show, The Travel Channel Secret, and Thunder in Paradise, starring everybody's six-man home again. Now, I'm only going to stop inside so we can go ahead and get a better picture of the canyon. I can go ahead and describe a little bit about what's going on. Now, there's a large platform up top where production teams can actually shoot inside of the canyon. It gets a really good angle to make it seem more realistic. I've been up there before, and it's a great area. This tanker truck right here was one from our first boneyard. It was actually too large to drive into the canyon, so we used a large crane to lift it inside of its current location. Huh, that shouldn't be happening. Okay. Well, this is a range effect I was talking about. Actually, she's at a crisscross pattern. She's about 10 to 15 feet on set. She's a current concentration on the side of the view of the camera's range. I'm just going to get out of the building while I'm doing whatever you are. That's funny, guys. See one, see two. That's real funny, guys. All right, go ahead and cut this out. No. Hey, what is he doing? My name's Dave. I'm down here on show 32 minutes. I know he's doing essential, but I guess I'm weird. Please cut your set. Guys, cut your set. Don't worry, guys. This is long enough to get out. This is long. Oh, no. Hey, guys, seriously. Please cut your set for us. Production team, guys, you're not calling us. You need to cut your set immediately. I have guests on board. Guys, please cut your set. Guys, it's not funny. No, it's fire. It's fire. Guys, turn around back there. I need to water on the set immediately. Guys, run. Did he just say reset for another thing? I think one take was enough, Dolphinetti. Let's go ahead and get it out of here. We'll see whenever you want, Melanie. Now I think you know why we call this one Catastrophe Canyon and not Happy, Pretty, Pleasant Canyon. Yes, go ahead and get it out of here. Come on. Guys, I'm sorry. I did not know that was going to happen as my nose grows longer and longer and longer. Yeah, never tell a lie. Just have no deal. I'm sorry, guys. That's not every day this happens. It's more like every 3.5 minutes. Yeah. You guys got me. But Catastrophe Canyon is not a game at all. It's actually just a series of steel structures. Now those structures are covered in a wire mesh, and then they get in a colored concrete to make it seem like real rock formations. The yellow pipes running up and down the building carry the propane up to the 4 large burn tanks that we saw for the fires and explosions. And the large bare silver pipes carry over 70,000 gallons of water up to 3 large holding tanks located up at the top of the canyon. That's over 600,000 pounds of water that came barreling towards us. To create that effect, we use large air cannons. These air cannons are so powerful, if you were to take one to the city of New York and place a basketball in them, you can shoot that basketball over the Empire State Building and still not room to spare. The earthquake-like building that we found was a 5.1 on the Richter scale and was created with the help of large hydraulic shaker tables. Now these shaker tables are so powerful that if you were to take one, you stick your regular baby vehicle on them, you can actually shove them over the guardrail and into the ravine. Now it seemed like an out-of-control disaster. It was actually just a synchronized series of special effects, which can all be recreated, recycled, and reset in a little under 3.5 minutes, which is just enough time on a busy day like today for another shitload of visitors to try inside of the canyon. Over on the right-hand side of the shuttle, you guys are going to notice something which is very near and dear to us at the Walt Disney World Resort and the Walt Disney Company itself. It's the November 234 Mickey Mouse. Now this is not a prop at all, but a real-life plane that Walt Disney and his team of Imagineers used to fly from Burbank, California to the city of New York for the 1964 World's Fair. Now that year is very important to us because that's when audio animatronics are first introduced into the world, right? Such as It's a Small World, Pirates of the Caribbean, Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, and the Carousel of Progress was all introduced. It actually goes through about a set of tires every single show, or every 30 minutes. And we are coming up into our second boneyard, where you guys want to see the green missile canisters from Michael Bay's The Rock, followed by a grip from the Haunted Mansion. On the smaller props right down below are from Mighty Joe Young, followed by the Acme Oasis spoiler truck from 101 Dalmatians, a real-life version starring Glenn Close. Max, the silver pod-like structure from By the Navigator, starring Sarah Jessica Parker in her debut role back in 1986, followed by the Sandscape and the Snow Speeder from the Star Wars trilogy. Go Darth Vader! And the yellow submersible and yellow helicopter from the Life Aquatic is Steve Cecil starring Bill Murray. And the number 53 car is Herbie's Stunt Double Demolition Herbie from Herbie Fully Loaded starring Lindsay Lohan. The red presidential escape pods from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, followed by 2 more crypts on the end from the Haunted Mansion. Now, just as before with Catastrophe Canyon, the backside lights motor section isn't all that impressive. It's just another series of steel structures. Now, that's something in the showbiz what we like to call a facade or a false front. Now, we create these facades for a couple of different reasons, but mainly to cut down on production time and production cost. Walt Disney had an ingenious idea when building all these sets, which basically stated why build what the camera never has to see. Most of them probably being over 100 stories tall, when in actuality it's only 4. We use something called forced perspective, which means we took a painted flat object, stuck it all the way down to the end of the street, and put progressively smaller objects down underneath that. Now, all the steel structures we have seen today are because we do live in Florida, and what do we have here in Florida but bad weather? All of these buildings are hurricane rated up to 100 miles per hour and did survive the horrible season of 2004 and those amazing thunderstorms we get almost every day. Now you guys might be wondering, why is everybody standing in the cityscape of New York, or what we like to call the streets of America? And frankly, that's because we have the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights, where over 5 million Christmas lights are going to be dancing to some of your favorite Christmas music, along with Feliz Navidad, Jingle Bells, sung by Barbra Streisand, a Trans-Siberian Orchestra piece, and a Mannheim Steamrollers piece. Those will be coming on around 6 o'clock this evening or around dusk, and will be running to an hour after park close. Now, sadly, we are coming to the final stages of our tour, but it is only the beginning because I have a must-see attraction coming up, and that's the American Film Institute Showcase, that in which we are calling villains of movie characters you know to hate. It's a silver screen salute to the bad guys in movies that make them infamous. Now, we call this a must-see attraction because, frankly, you must see its exit back into the building. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the only exit back to the park. Please get to the blue siding restaurant located near the front of the shuttle. For myself, Dave, and my wonderful driver, Melanie, happy birthday. We hope you have a magical day here at the Disney Studios and a wonderful day.